Welcome back. The UAE and the wider Gulf play host to a large number of nationalities and cultures, often posing a challenge for businesses to translate consumer behaviour into sales. So, how do consumer trends in the region differ from those abroad? And what can businesses do to tap into hard-to-reach areas? Well, to discuss this today, we're joined by Erik van Vonderen, founder of VNDLGY, who have introduced their TrendSpotter network into the UAE for the first time. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you for having me here.
So tell us about the TrendSpotter networks you're working with at the moment.
VNDLGY is the first company in the Middle East who uses the methodology of trend spotting for the latest consumer trends and for really useful insights.
Right.
We do that in the UAE and we do that in Saudi with a network of trend spotters who provide us those data. Not in a laboratory environment, but more in the natural environment in their own language.
Right, okay.
The network actually consists of two key groups. One is females and the other one is the early adopters, both in the age bracket of 18 to 30 years old. And what the network actually does is providing us those trends and really useful insights, which we give to our clients where they can build their strategy upon, their activation plans, their communication plans, and whatsoever. We do that on an ongoing basis with our network to track the changes in the year, but also on a tailor-made basis according to a client's brief. Now, the beauty of this is that with trend spotting, you really get raw, hard, uncensored, qualitative data from the trend spotters because it's their own natural environment.
Right.
And that actually is insights from its purest form, which is very excited. So we reinvent market research actually.
Oh yeah, that's incredible, especially with such a young population here. It's actually an amazing market to tap into, definitely. So what makes a trend spotter then?
Well, the majority of the population is indeed younger than 25 years old. So from a business perspective, it is very wise to look at this young population and also to look at women, because women so far are the black box in terms of consumers. Okay. We don't know really what are the key drivers, their motivations, their views, their opinions in all kinds of things. And we unveil that more or less. So what we actually do is we recruit our trend spotters among those key groups I just mentioned. And we do that via our Saudi and our UAE team. They are looking at social network activities of our trend spotters, and they do the interviewing with them and they recruit them. But also trend spotters themselves, they actually bring in trend spotters, new trend spotters as well.
Okay.
And the ideal trend spotter for VNDLGY is young, he's cool, he's 24/7 connected to the internet, he's expressive, he's opinionated, he has views, and he likes to share his ideas with us. So they are the key opinion leaders of their peer groups. And actually, we have strategically placed our trend spotters in 5 key locations.
Okay.
Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Jeddah, Riyadh, and Dammam. And next year we will go to Cairo in Egypt as well, and Lebanon, Beirut, of course.
Because sometimes these methodologies don't sometimes work. I mean, they work in the US and the UK and various other areas, but sometimes because there's such a cultural difference here, a unique culture, it can sometimes not work. So what are the challenges that you guys have found so far?
Well, the challenges we are facing with is not the trend spotting challenges on itself, but more to convince companies to make a deep dive in their target audience. Right. What drives them? What is the benefit of trend spotting for them? How can you use it? And the old classical research methodology, especially in the Middle East, face-to-face groups, face-to-face interviews, focus groups, will give you social desirable answers. With trend spotting, you get really hardcore data from the trend spotters themselves. So what I see as the biggest challenge is to convince companies here in the region that trend spotting is a must in your research calendar.
I mean, has this trend sort of caught on? When did you sort of establish everything? Is it sort of companies actually cottoning on to this type of methodology?
Well, actually, we just started a month ago with setting up the whole infrastructure in the Middle East. And we're now approaching companies to join us and in our 10 service products which we provide to our clients. But everything is there ready in place. And it has worked in other countries as well. So I don't see why it will not work in the Middle East.
Definitely. So give us an idea of the financial benefits that the businesses can actually benefit. And, you know, they tend to lose out on with traditional types of market research.
Well, first of all, Laura, it's like companies here launch new products and services without really knowing what are the key drivers for consumers. And the likability of being a failure then is quite big. Being a marketeer myself, I always ask myself the question, is this the true consumer which is outside there? Have I got all the information? With trendspotting, you really get the real information before you launch a new product or a new service, for example.
So, I mean, it really is a brand new type of market research, isn't it?
It is. You save a lot of money by launching the wrong products or wrong services if you don't use trend spotting by Vondology.
So, just for the last question, because we're running out of time, but tell us about the 10 new product services that you've got going.
Okay, let me explain 3 of them. First of all, it is Groove Tracker. Groove Tracker is a product which we offer to our clients on a subscription basis, where you get every month the latest hypes, trends, crazes, fads of a young target audience. Then we have Boomerang. Boomerang is real-life field testing of new services and new products. It's like feeding the fish. You give the trend spotters new ideas and they come back with their feedback. It's an amazing tool. And Deep Dive, for example, is another product which we provide to our clients. Is a customized and tailor-made understandings of consumer behavior, attitude and values. And it enables more or less companies to validate their brand positioning or their brand architectural designs. And it's fascinating if you see the results of that, because it really gives you a deeper understanding of your consumer target audience.
Well, thanks so much for coming in. It's been brilliant chatting with you, and good luck with everything.
Okay, thank you very much.
Well, that's it from the business desk. You can write to us, though, at ib@city7tv.com. Up next, Zoe Richards has the details of government departments that will remain open during the long holiday weekend.